Hey, this is Life with Shauna Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, subscribe. More videos on the way on period. This video is about teen kicked out of house part 2. Let's watch the video.
Okay, part 2 of how I got kicked out on Thanksgiving and why I'm not mad about it. So, as I was previously saying, my mom just kind of felt like we were lying. So she kept asking us one-on-one, like not one-on-one, but like one by one. Okay, but I heard you say this, like what did you mean by this, and do. And even after we re-explained everything that we said and what we meant, she still was just looking at us like she didn't believe what we were saying. Which even now I still can't understand how she felt like we was talking stuff about us. Like, she swore up and down she was on the steps and she could hear everything we were saying. So if you could hear what we were saying, and we're re-explaining everything, I'm not sure why you're upset if you heard what we said. And even after that, she was asking my sister, she was like, but I was just saying, like, your dad probably didn't mean do. And my sister was like, but Ma, you weren't there, so you don't know, and blah, 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 blah. And my mama just kept going and defending my dad. Like my sister just said, you weren't there. So how are you trying to defend him and you weren't there? Like, she just always tried to defend him. And it wasn't even nothing to defend him for. It's not like my sister was saying stuff bad about him. She was just telling a story that had to do with cream of wheat, since I had brought up cream of wheat. And she was just like, well, but what was it to have a conversation about? Like, it wasn't that serious. And I was like, yeah, I know. Which is why I couldn't understand why she was blowing everything out of proportion. She was like, well, what did you come up here to talk privately about it for? Well, the point was to speak privately about it because my mama always feels left out. Anytime we be having a conversation and she come downstairs, she be like, what? What y'all say? What y'all talking about? Like, we weren't talking to you, so why are you trying to jump into our conversation? And that is very annoying in itself, but I don't like feeling left out either, so I can understand, but I'm not about to just jump into some people's conversation just because I walked into the room. So then she was like, y'all always act like y'all know what I'm gonna say and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we do. Like, she'd be like, yeah, I don't. I'm like, just like you be knowing what we about to say sometime. We have known you just as long as you have known us, and you're a person. You can read my behavior and my expressions just like I can read your behavior and your expressions. Like, we're people. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you're not still human. You still have the same human tendencies. You still react the same way that I will react to certain stuff. Like, we're people. She was, and I guess she was like, girl, what, or whatever. And at this point, my dad was behind her. So she still was just looking at me. And she finally walked away and went downstairs. So my dad, he stood at the doorway for a couple more seconds, and then he ended up going downstairs. So now he downstairs asking my mama what happened. My mama telling him what happened. I went downstairs so I could get my iPad, which I had down there because I was helping my mama cook Thanksgiving dinner. And when I went back upstairs, all I heard was how my dad was saying that we pathetic and that we not gonna be nothing and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I'm walking around with a chip on my shoulder thinking I know something. The usual, him belittling us. Now, I can't for the life of me figure out why my sister and my brother went back downstairs. And they just ended up getting caught in the crossfire. I went back upstairs because I didn't want to deal with it. Now, the only reason I didn't go back downstairs to defend my siblings is because I was like, I'm a guest. They're going to kick me out. And I don't really have anywhere to go. So I know when to go to bat with them. And I never really argue with my parents. Whenever my mama say something, I'd be like, I just say, okay. And that's literally what I was telling my brother and sister to do. Like, don't argue with them. Just say okay. And my mama just still felt like we were talking stuff about her. I don't know why she felt so antagonized. So I was just listening. And after hearing my dad and his girlfriend talk, because they're not married anymore, even though they like to pretend that they still are. I don't know why my TV just turned on. But after hearing them call us pathetic and cowards and a whole bunch of other names, I called my uncle and was just letting him know, like, hey, I need to leave. And he was enjoying his Thanksgiving, so he told me that I could just come tomorrow in the morning. Just let him know when I was on the way, because I told him that I would get an Uber because I didn't want him to get involved in my family drama. Because him and my dad used to be friends, which is how he's my uncle. He's one of those He's one of those uncles that's not blood related. It's just one of your parents' close friends type of thing. So he told me I could come in the morning, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm coming bright and early, 7 a.m. And I didn't want my mama to know where I was going. So, I turned my location off. Now, that's on me. That is on me. I should have waited until I left to turn my location off. I'm 20 years old, and I didn't go a lot of places when I was a teenager because every time I asked my parents for something, they always made me feel like it was a burden or like I was doing too much for asking for something that I feel like a parent should do, like take me to work. She told me, like, I don't give a F if it's down the street, like, do. And I never asked her to take me to work after that because, okay, keep that same energy. Like, it's such a problem for you to be a mom and take me to work when you know I don't have my license, let alone a car. So I won't ask you anymore. You don't have to worry about it. It's fine. And I never asked her to take me to work again. Or to pick me up from work. Only time I ever asked her to pick me up from work is when I got my period and I would be throwing up. I'd rather throw up in my parents' car rather than throw up in a stranger's car. So yeah, Mom, you're gonna have to come pick me up. So, now my youngest brother, he came upstairs and he asked me for something. And I was like, wait, did you eat? He was like, yeah. And I was like, did everybody eat? Because that had happened at 4:45, the little argument. It wasn't an argument to me. That's why I wasn't upset. And now at this time, it was 7 p.m. And I was like, I don't understand why the food not ready and why nobody told us to come eat. And he was like, yeah, everybody ate. And I'm like, oh, so she being petty and ignorant. Cool. So then me and my siblings, we was like, okay, we don't want none of us to be attacked alone, so we all gonna go downstairs and eat together because my parents are the type to come back and have something else to say, which my mama did end up coming back and having something else to say. So we all ate, and I'm not gonna even talk about what the meal was because Thanksgiving, I should have went to go to somebody else's house. And the only reason I didn't call one of my friends to come to their house, that Thanksgiving is a family holiday. And I didn't want to burden none of my friends with the issues that I was going through with my family. So I was like, okay, let me just call my uncle again. Because he more understanding. He would be more understanding since he an adult. Rather than having to explain to my friends and their parents why I need to stay here for the night. So we all ate dinner or whatever, and after that, I went right back upstairs, and I decided to just stay in the guest room. My bags weren't even fully unpacked. Like, I literally only took out the big t-shirt that I slept in and the outfit that I wore for Thanksgiving. Nothing else was unpacked. Sure enough, around 9 p.m., I left out something. Then my brother had told me that Mama was downstairs crying or whatever, and when my dad asked her what was wrong, she was like, Messiah this, Messiah that. Then she left the house saying that she needed time alone or alone time. Okay, I didn't understand that. You're the one that just made your kids cry by calling them pathetic and cowards and everything else. How are you the one crying? I don't understand. But you know that's what narcissists do. Yeah, and then she finally came back, changed into her pajamas or whatever. And then around 9 p.m., she came into the guest room, and I had my headphones on, so I didn't hear her, but I saw her shadow, which is how I knew someone was speaking to me. I took my headphones off. I'm not mad. Keep this in mind. I am not upset. I don't feel I did anything wrong. In my mind, all I was doing was giving my siblings some advice and defending my parents, telling my siblings, don't argue with them, please. She was like, can y'all kill me blocking somebody when y'all mad? And I was telling her, I didn't block you. She was like, so why I can't see your location? I was like, well, because I unshared my location. You don't want me to see your location? I think that's what it means if somebody unshares their location. But, I mean, what do I know? I was like, no. She was just like, it's the same thing. I was like, it's not. Like, you could still call and text me. You just can't see my location. She was like, you don't have to talk to me no more then. Like, do. I already have 3 kids. And that is what made me egg it on, because that is the only thing that happened that actually hurt my feelings. She was like, I'm not finna pamper y'all or do. And I was like, well, then don't. Then she walked up on me, basically told me to shut the F up and that I could get out. She don't care if I didn't have nowhere else to stay. And I was like, okay, cool. So I started packing up my stuff. She went downstairs, heard my dad and my granny talked stuff about me, saying how I was fake and I don't know how to socialize and all this other stuff and how I could stay in a shelter. And the next day, my dad had texted me telling me to get the rest of my stuff out of his house.
You have every right to be talking to your siblings and, like, helping them out when it comes to their parents. Your parents are very toxic. And your mom doesn't need to be in your business, for really real. And then on top of that, you did the right thing turning off your location, because she probably would have been drama. Mom would have probably been more drama wherever you were. And I'm happy that you're away from them and that hopefully life is better. If you have any comments about this video, comment below. This is Life with Shauna Renee, and I'm out.